So this is an aside, but I think it's something that's really important. How many of you are experimentalists? How many of you do experiments? You do geomechanical experiments? Okay. So for those of you that are experiments or do experiments or find yourself one day doing experiments, please label your strain. What I mean by this is when you make a plot, I don't want to see on the x-axis strain. You need to tell me what kind of strain it is. You need to tell me, is it true strain, logarithmic strain, engineering strain? And the reason is, consider this. Consider that you're an experimentalist and you go to the lab and you measure the stress ratio on a material, and it comes out to be that. Now, I put 3 zeros behind that on purpose. What I'm saying here is you went through all the trouble in the lab to measure this thing to 6 significant digits. You took all that care to do that. And then you make a stress-strain plot and you don't label your strain. What did you do? By the way, I'd say about 75% of the time when I go to conferences that people show a stress-strain plot, they don't label their strain. But what you're doing, right, if you actually compute this, right, what the engineering strain would give you would be 0.01000, and the logarithmic strain gives you that. Now you might say, well, that's not much difference. But it turns out it's only 1% stretch ratio, and it's about a 1.5% difference in strain. So 1.5% difference in strain per 1% stretch ratio. And what you did was you threw away significant digits, because you took all the care to measure it to 6, and then you didn't label your strain, and I can only trust your answer to 2, because I don't know which strain you used. So you wasted your time with all those fancy instruments in the lab because I can't trust them. You could have went in there with a ruler and done just as well. So please label your strain, and if that didn't convince you, look at this. This is actual stress strain curves taken from an MTS machine for a piece of, I think, 304L stainless steel, so quite a ductile steel. And the red is the engineering strain, and the green is the true strain. So if you don't label your strain, and I ask you, what is the strength of the material, right, at 50% strain, right here, what's your answer? Or, if I say what's the strength of the material but at 50% strain, but I don't tell you engineering strain or true strain, what's your answer? And your answer is different by almost a factor of 2, right? So, here it's like 85 or 90,000 psi, and a true strain is double that. Right? So I know I'm being nitpicky, but please label your strain, because it's a big deal.